Obiako bingwa, awansense. Obiako bingwa, awansense. Obiako bingwa ma wansense. Obiako bingwa ma wansense.
He had 40 rooms. 40. And on the night he died, every single one of them was empty. No children, no wife beside him. Just him and 40 rooms. Stay with me. Because this man had everything and he lost the only things that matter.
Sun came up. He worked until the night fell down. He said, when I have built enough.
His name was Obieze. He grew up poor. His father was a simple farmer, a man everybody in the village knew and loved. When his father was dying, he called Obieze close and said just one thing. My son, when you leave this world, what will be left in the hearts of people? That is your only real wealth. Obieze heard it, but he didn't believe it. He was young. He was hungry. He didn't want people to love him. He wanted people to fear him. He wanted to walk into a room and have every head turned. So he went to work. He traded palm oil. He woke before sunrise. He slept after midnight. He said no to rest, no to friends, no to everything until the money came. And the money came. By 40 years old, Obieze was the richest man in Uforo Kingdom. They called him Chief, and he loved that name more than anything. Then he built the palace. Not a house, a palace. 40 rooms, carved doors, fine floors, high walls. The kind of building that made strangers stop and stare. It took 11 years to finish. 11 years. While he was building, his son Chukwuma grew from a small boy into a grown man who had stopped waiting for his father. His daughter Adaze stopped running to hug him when he came home because he barely came home. His wife Ngozi cooked his favorite soup every Sunday. She kept it warm till midnight. He almost never came to eat it. But the palace was almost finished. When the last door was hung, Obieze stood at the gate and looked at what he had built. 40 rooms, 200 workers, 11 years of his life. He thought he would feel proud. Instead, he felt nothing. A hollow, quiet nothing. Like the palace itself had swallowed all his joy and given him only walls in return. He threw the biggest celebration Uforo had ever seen. People came from everywhere. They ate his food, drank his wine, they praised his walls, admired his doors, took what he offered, and went home. By midnight, the palace was silent again. 40 rooms, 0 people. And that night, for the first time, Obieze heard something that disturbed him. The sound of his own palace breathing around him in the dark. 40 empty rooms make a sound, you know. It sounds like regret. There was a farmer in the village named Ikena. Ikenna had nothing close to 40 rooms. He had a small compound, a few chickens, and a wife who laughed loud enough to be heard from the road. Every evening, without fail, Ikenna's compound was full. Children running, family eating together, neighbors dropping in. The smell of pepper soup in the air. One evening, Obieze was walking alone. The great chief, the man with the palace, and he passed Ikenna's compound. He stopped at the gate. He stood there, this rich man, and watched a poor family eat together and laugh together, and something broke open in his chest. Ikenna saw him and called out, "Eze, come, eat with us." The most powerful man in Uforo Kingdom walked into that small compound and sat on a wooden bench and ate pepper soup from a shared pot. It was the best meal he had eaten in years. Not because of the food, because of who was at the table. Obieze died at 73. Hundreds came to his burial. Business people, praise singers, men who owed him favors. His children stood by the grave, present, respectful, but distant in the way children become when a parent chose a building over them for 11 years. His wife Ngozi wept. The palace passed to his son Chukwa. Chukwuma walked through all 40 rooms, stood in the biggest hall, listened to the silence, and sold it within a year. He built a smaller house, 8 rooms, close to his own children's school. He said to his wife the night they moved in, "My father taught me something. He just taught it to me the wrong way. The elders of Uforo say this about Obieze till today. He built for strangers to see. He died among strangers. A man reaps exactly what he built for." Now, I'm not here to judge anybody's mansion. I'm not here to say money is evil. But I want to ask you one question. The same question the elders of Uforo asked after they buried Obieze. Tonight, when you close your door, who is in the room with you? Not your followers, not your admirers, not people who came for what you are offering. Who actually chose to be there? Because here is what Obieze's palace taught Uforo. A house full of rooms but empty of love is just a very expensive place to be alone. But a small compound, full of laughter, full of people who know your name, full of pepper soup and noise and children who run to you. That is wealth that no palace can buy. Build the rooms if you want, but don't forget to build the relationships that will fill them. Obieze had 40 rooms. Ikenna had 1 compound, and it was never empty. The elders already knew which man was richer. Now you know too. If this story touched you, share it with one person today. Not everyone, just one. Someone who needs to hear it. I am Amarachi. This is NaijaSuperstory, where the old stories remind us who we are. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.